All right, let's get to my first guest of the evening, representing the 502, Louisville, Kentucky. This is his second appearance on the show. He goes by the name of Don B. He's with me right now. What's good, man?
Man, what's shaking? What's going on with you?
I'm good, man. Good to hear from you again. And this is your second appearance on the show. Thank you for being back.
Yep. Feel good, man. Good to talk to you.
So, you definitely have been one of my favorite hip hop artists in the 502. I Ever since I heard you on the Windmill album a couple years back, and I've been following your music ever since. And that particular CD, and I told Windmill about this last year. That CD was literally stuck in my car, in my CD player. It literally wasn't getting out for some reason. Maybe there was some issues with the CD player or whatever. But look, if I was going to have a CD stuck in there for a while, I would rather be that CD. And I hear you on there. You also did some beats on that album. And that's a classic for not
Oh
just Louisville, but for, Kentucky altogether.
yeah.
So that was so yeah, I've been following your music ever since. And like I said, I've had you on before. So let's talk about the music you have put out in 2021 thus far. You've been very busy. You ain't letting up whatsoever. You put out 3 solo songs: Berserk, Buzzin', and President Don. I want to start off with the Buzzin' joint, because that's how you started off your year, with the music video and everything. I'm like, ooh, Don B coming and swinging. He the music video and everything. I'm like, what? That's Don B, man. He going in. That's a dope track, man. So talk
Hey
about
man, appreciate
recording. Talk about recording that song, and what was it like putting that song together, and then putting the music video out. What was it like just recording that song in particular?
you. Yeah, so my cousin got me hooked up with a guy that he does video work with and whatnot out in California. And he was like, yo, he needs a rapper. He's like, I got these beats, I just need a rapper. So we kinda hooked up and got together and like I've been kinda looking for some music with a little more like bop into it. You know what I mean? Just like, cause I'm used to like rapping, but like sometimes I just want to hear myself over some bop, and like I felt like he had the perfect balance of like musicality and just like that like modern, like 808s and all that type of stuff to it. So yeah, I was just like, well, like we kind of like trading back and forth ideas, and then he was just like, yo, just write something to it, and so I sat down, wrote a little something, and like I don't know, I just was I went through like the beat was just so inspiring. I went through so many different like voices and things in my head. Like I finally just was like, oh, I'm just gonna do everything on this, like you know what I mean, and just kind of have fun with it. I just want to have some like fun and like make some bop with it. So like that's it, and like that's kind of how we got together and started like kicking stuff off. The dude's name is These Beats Cost Money, so like that's like his tag and everything. It's pretty awesome like how it like linked up though.
Yeah, man. The music video is incredible. It definitely felt like a music video I could watch on MTV or BET or VH1,
Hey,
type of
really, I
feel.
appreciate that. Thank you,
Yeah,
man. Yeah.
like, back when when them channels actually played music videos, MTV in particular. Um, so yeah, it definitely was a bop, interesting route that you went, and it worked out well, man. You killed that joint. You really killed it. Like that's
Yeah, I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
yeah. So that was a dope track. So go check out the song "Buzzing." Go check out the music video. It's on YouTube, and the song itself that is available on digital music platforms. Now,
Yeah, check. thesebeatscostmoney.com, and it's beats with a Z.
Awesome, man. And, for all the artists out there, want the beats like that, man, go holler at the dude, man. He got a lot of heat on those beats. So go check him out for sure. So we go from buzzing to President Don. Um, this is an interesting track as well, and you doing a lot of spitting on that song, and of course we coming off of a overwhelming, emotional presidential election, and so you said, okay, buzzing, got that going. Let me go a different route. Talk about recording President Don, man. How do you feel putting that song out?
President, I had been sitting on that one for like a while, honestly. Like I just was like, I was there several times. Of course, there was like hella opportunities throughout that ridiculous presidency that it would have made sense in the context, but I was just like, yo, like I gotta sit, like it's one of those songs like I produced and like mixed myself, so I kind of I was a little nitpicky about that, but like once I finally got it where I wanted it, I was like, yo, I just need to drop this. Like, I mean, as a rapper, you always want to be like conscious about what's going on, but like sometimes it gets to the point where it's just kind of like cheesy, like where you're like, oh, I'm rapping about, politics and this because I want to be conscious and it doesn't sound like honest, but like from my standpoint, I just was like, okay, like I'm just gonna make fun of all this stuff. Like, forget it. Like, I'm president now. Like, I'm taking over at the moment. Like, it's just me having fun, honestly. And like, I was trying to kind of play to like, the social aspect of it, but like just kind of reimagining it because like I always like uplift people, and I felt like it was a funny, like kind of cheeky song, but at the same time, it's kind of like uplifting, like thinking like, what would you do if you were president? You know what I mean? Like, that's just kind of like the vibe I was trying to give off. So it was just kind of like it was kind of a stressful time. So like I was just trying to play around with it and like alleviate it and have some fun without, having to, you know, spit like a super like song with a whole bunch of complex bars and explaining all that stuff. I'm just like, no, like, let's reimagine this and like kind of take over. What if I was president? Let's kind of like make joke of the stuff that like brings tension about people, but at the same time still kind of be progressive in a way, if that makes sense. So I was like, yeah, I'll just drop that. Came at the perfect time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, totally understand. Politics, it could take a toll on people emotionally and mentally, and it gets real intense and
Yeah,
arguing, bickering back and forth from both sides, obviously. So, you know, regardless of what side are you on, everybody has that thought. Like, what if I was president? What would I
yeah,
do with this? What would I do if I was the leader of the free world? Some people would take it seriously. Some people wouldn't joke with it or whatever. But we've always had that thought, like, man, what if I were to, at least for a day, what bills would I sign? What can I do to help this country, unite with each other? So, President Dom, definitely one of those songs that you have fun with it, and definitely enjoy the track, enjoy the perspective and everything. And hip hop has had a history of being socially conscious,
yeah,
going back to the Public Enemy days, and just plethora of other artists throughout the decades that have used their music as a platform to bring awareness to these serious issues that this country and this world go through. No, it doesn't get any deeper than hip hop when it comes to social conscience. So I definitely enjoyed that track, and you definitely did your thing on it. And go check out President Don. That's also on the digital music platforms. That's a fire joint. Anything that Don does is fire. Whether it's a feature artist,
Hey,
main
for sure.
artist, or producer, as a matter of fact, you're gonna deliver something special. So I also want to get into your latest solo joint. It's called Berserk, and first off, I like the cover, very animated, and it feels like you got the Cyclops feel for X-Men with the little
Yeah.
flash, just and then you got the microphone there. Talk about working on the Berserk joint, man. How'd you feel about this song and just putting it out, man?
Uh, like same thing. Hooked up with these beats cost money.
Yeah.
Out in Cali. He sent me like a pack of beats. He was like, "Yo, just go through. You get first dibs. Whatever you want's yours." So I just kind of like sat on it for a while, and it was one of those beats that I was like, it grew on me. Like you listen to it like once, and then you're like some beats just hit you instantly as a writer, and then some like you're like, I got to think about that when I want to say the right stuff. Like I woke up just randomly one time, and it was just there, and I was like, perfect. Wrote the song, and like I'm kind of like so. I got the idea of like berserk from like it's not a popular word, but it's pretty dope. I'm like just like a nerd for like words, and I'm just a nerd in general. So like I just like to incorporate that into as much of my music as I can and make it me. So like there's a I play Pokemon a lot, and there's like the ability where like if you hit a certain Pokemon, it like boosts his stats and it goes berserk. So I was like, damn, like that's kind of how I feel. I'm gonna like rap if I was like doing that on a track. So that was kind of the inspiration. I just kind of let myself just like I've just been trying to feel myself with my music lately. You know what I'm saying? Just feel it out and not worry about too much. What should I say? What shouldn't I say? Just kind of exploring everything because like I like to touch everything. I like to like get into as many different styles of music and categories as I can. So like as far as Berserk, it was just like another one of those having fun. Like I just wanted some bop. I just want to have a good time. Like one of those I can just go perform and we all go crazy. But I also want people to tap in and just like understand, like just reach that level, go berserk. You know what I mean? Just take over.
Yeah, definitely a dope joint with that one. And the thing about hip hop, man, you get a chance to express yourself, show all sides of you, and you definitely show the nerd side. And, shout out to the nerds, man. Embrace who you are, man. Don't let nobody
Hey,
try to
bro, we
tell
out
you,
here.
yeah, we out here. I mean, I'm a
Exactly.
nerd. I'm a geek. Ain't no shame in that. Just I'm like that. We're getting more artists out there and embracing the nerdy side to them, or just black people in general, getting
Yeah,
into
exactly.
to anime type of stuff or comic conventions and stuff like that. We out here,
We
you
out
mean
here.
so. I be at the conventions all the time, so it's cool, man. So it's Berserk, and I'm at your Spotify profile, and Berserk is your most popular song, getting the most plays there, and Buzzing is at number 2, and President Don is at 4. City on Fire from last year, that's at number 5, and Shine came in at number 3. So 3 of your 5 songs of 2021 are in the top 5. So that's you have quite the fan base showing love to these new tracks, and I definitely look forward to hearing more music from you in the future. Now we gotta
Oh
talk.
yeah.
We gotta talk about this EP, Don B and the Earth Tones. That
Yeah.
interest, I really like the EP. I'm like, man, Don B gathered some friends, talented musicians, and so how did Don B and the Earth Tones came about, and what led y'all into doing this full song EP?
Um, so like literally like 2 years ago, I want to say 3 years ago maybe. Uh, I had some dudes hit me up, or just some dudes hit me up on Facebook. They're like, "Yo, we need a rapper," and like that's all you gotta say to me half the time. And I'm like, "What's up?" So like, yeah, we want to make some. We just want somebody to rap live over like what we play. We just want to record to the right. We just need like a rapper to collab with. And I was like, okay. And I was like, well, you guys do. One plays guitar and bass, one plays drums. Uh, named Brian. The name is Brian Sheridan and Will Clemens. So like they just were like, yeah, just come over to the house. So I'm like I said, I'm a DIY type of dude. I record myself, I do all that. I bought like all the like most of the recording gear I had. I only had like an interface with two slots. Uh just like a bunch of like not enough to be recording the band, but we like kind of were just sitting around sipping beers and I was like, all right, we're just gonna record some stuff. They recorded some licks and loops and stuff, and we just spent the night doing that. Uh, we kept meeting up over like they all came to my house. We kept meeting up and just kind of like were piecing a bunch of the stuff together and just adding and adding, to different songs and trying to figure out what direction to go. And like I was like, all right, yeah, like they left me with the music. I wrote to it, um, and like it took like a couple years to like just because I was going through a bunch of life changes, like you know, people passing on me, like moving and just dealing with my own personal issues and just, ups and downs, like just so many different things going on that like I just like, took some time to get through it and like we were like, yo, this year we're knocking it out, we're getting it together and we kind of finally like mixed and rounded everything to where we want it. And that's just been it. Like I said, I hate to be like put in a box as far as like rap goes. Like I'm a rapper, like I'm not like a trap rapper. I'm not like a pop rapper. Like I'm a rapper. Like I can get on whatever. So that's kind of like I used to I like listen to like ACDC and a bunch of different rock bands like Caius and like so like I love like hard guitar riffs and I love things like that. So like it just matched perfectly. Plus I rap better over like live natural sounding things. So like it was just like a no brainer. So we got together. In the end, we got together and just kind of we're just kind of some dudes that make music. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of how we're going about it. Just like a casual get together. You never know what we might put out, but it's all going to be like live influence, and we're going to have, you know, different like quirky things in there. It's just going to be like music without like holes. Like not kept to a genre or anything.
That's what's up, man. And it all turned out very well. Process, you go through a lot of hurdles and obstacles and having availability for studio time and things like that, and being in a group, definitely have to be on the same page and know what you're doing. So
Yeah.
it definitely feel like y'all knew what y'all was doing. Y'all knew what direction that y'all wanted to go with this, and the EP turned out really, really good. It's a full song EP, self-titled, Don B in the Earth Tones. That is also available on all digital music platforms. And I know for a fact you and the fellas are very eager want to perform these songs in the audience down the road. That will be amazing.
Oh yeah.
So
We definitely got that in the works, and we're trying to navigate, with the pandemic going on, and I just had a baby like not too long ago, so I'm just like hella busy, feeding him and like looking at him and stuff. But like other than that, like we're getting it together. Like hopefully by this summer, like we can just get back to normal and just be out here performing and doing shows, drinking beers, the usual.
right, right. And with Kentucky in particular, um, we might get some more restrictions lifted by the summer at least.
Yeah.
So there is some light at the end of the tunnel, I guess you could say. Now, granted, COVID-19 is still out there, but it definitely feels like, at least in my opinion, Kentucky has has done decent with the pandemic, with the vaccination that's out there. So once we get the 2.5 million of people getting their first dose, then more restrictions and curfews will be lifted. And I noticed a lot of festivals, conventions, large concerts have all pushed back into the summer and the fall, knowing that we'll eventually get there anyway. So it's a nice time to be a Kentuckian. It's a very encouraging time to be a Kentuckian, given all we've been through last year with the pandemic, the social unrest. So it's we looking at some brighter days down the
Yeah,
road. Uh,
hopefully.
so yeah. So go check out Don B